2 this is covered in credits, and we're back in Justin's car because we can't afford our apartment.
It's a travel between said theater and said apartment, and I travel the other direction. So right now it's just like this. It's easier.
In the car.
It's easier at the moment.
We're in a van down by the river.
This would be...
The stairs is pink steering wheel.
Listen, it's only pink in there. I'm telling you, it's red in the. Never mind.
It's pink.
It's not pink. It's red. I'm not gonna argue with you.
So today we saw Kubo and the Two Strings.
Now, before we start, what did you know of anything about this beforehand?
I saw a couple previews. That was pretty much it. Interesting.
I enjoy stop motion animation a lot. I've enjoyed it since like Nightmare, since Coraline, since Box Trolls. You know, I enjoy a lot. There have been others I know that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but this to me was very, very good. We'll get into that though. So, first impressions.
One of the better children's movies I think I've probably ever seen.
I agree, and yeah, I was kind of taken aback at how good it was and how kind of twisty and turny stuff is, but yet it's not like scary.
Yeah, like it's a really great children's movie,
but I mean, to me, it's hard to say it that way. I understand exactly what you mean, and I agree. This is fine for kids. By all means, take your kids. But truthfully, if you like animation, anybody should see this movie.
Well, yeah, I mean that's part of this movie's charm, I guess, would be how I would put it. Is it's like one of the classic Disney movies, you know, and like
it does feel like that though.
Everything we see now is so inundated with sex and like crude humor and violence and action, and this movie has
violence and action. But it's not done badly.
Little.
It's not done.
My point is, it's like, you know, it's the pure story of the thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the plot is extremely simple, and it's your classic coming of age story. But it's done. The characters are done well, and the plot's done well, and the visuals are just outstanding. And like I said, it's all around. Like I said, it's probably one of the better movies I've ever seen.
3 things I'll bring up. 1, as a guy that enjoys telling stories, this movie was awesome. 2, I love the music in this. Whether it's just background stuff playing, or well, that's most of what I mean, is like the ambient music. I don't think there was anything that had lyrics in it until the credits. But they did need it. It was great. And 3, I was worried that I wouldn't like McConaughey playing who he plays. I didn't know what to say there, but I was worried about just with his voice, with it being a lot different than all the other characters, some of which obviously this is an Asian-based movie, and so I was like, is he gonna stand out? I thought he was great. I thought that character was one of the best parts of the movie. I would definitely wholeheartedly recommend seeing this movie. Now, did you have any issues? Were there anything that really stood out? Because to me, not really.
There wasn't anything particularly, but like I said, the story is extremely simple, but you know, that's, like I said, that's part of the movie's charm. Is it's, yes, there's action, and yes, there's a plot, and it's really simple, but like I said, it's just good storytelling.
And it's simple, and yet it's inundated. And what I mean by that is, like, there's a lot to the story, even if it's very simple. And I like that. One thing I was telling Kevin about is an interview with the director for this, and he was saying, you know, when you watch this movie, you see the art. You see the insanity that the artist had to have gone through for a 30-second clip. And how long did I tell you earlier? What was it, 12?
14 hours.
Yeah, 14 hours for a 30-second clip. Now, odds are that's like an action clip, but still, when you're thinking of it's move, image, move piece, move the pieces, image, move pieces, it just seems crazy. And one thing that I noticed in the movie, and then I remembered somebody saying too, was the amount of facial expressions in this movie. He said was the highest he had ever seen in stop motion, and I think this company did something with Coraline. I think they were involved with Coraline, but like, and I would agree, like, whether it's Monkey or it's Kubo himself or the villagers, just the amount of different facial expressions that they didn't hesitate to like change the way people were looking. I thought that was cool, because I can see, one, it's got to be expensive to make a movie like this. Two, I can see them not cutting a corner, but making it as easy on the artist as they can, and that way to me showed that they didn't hesitate to do that. But yeah, the voice acting was great. I don't know if the kid that played Kubo has done. I don't know who it was. I didn't see that. The big two were Charlize Theron and McConaughey. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Rate it.
I want to give it a 9, but I don't know if I want to give it a 9.
I gotta tell you, this is a tough one, because with the way we're wording it and where we're kind of putting it in its niche, I might even give it a 10.
The first 10 ever?
You gotta think about it.
10 ever.
I want you to think about it too. For the fact of, if it hits, you're talking a kids movie that adults are going to enjoy, and that knocks it out visually and audibly, and the story is good. I don't think I can find anything that I really harp against this movie. The music, everything. I mean, I've got to go. I think I'm gonna go 10. It's been a while that we've been doing this. We haven't hit that perfect. And I'm not saying that this is gonna please everybody, but for who it's aimed at, this is a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Like the two of us, we're not going to this movie and not expecting stop motion. You know, we knew what we were going into. But I mean, for kids, this is a perfect movie. And for people like you and I who like this, I don't see how this isn't a 10. Obviously, you can. I mean, you were at 9 or 8.
It was a 9.
9. That's still.
I'm gonna go 9.
I don't blame. Hey, you got to pull the trigger sometime.
Yeah, it's like I said, if I'm not gonna give this movie a 10, what movie could I give a 10?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. I thought this is, and I know that's gonna sound shady in the review, but realistically, this is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be tough to beat for me for one of my favorites of the year.
Like I said, this is one of the favorites of the year. This is one of my like I said, this is.
I know.
If you're gonna put a kids movie above this, right? It would for me probably Lion King, Aladdin.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon.
1 or 2.
1.
Okay.
And then probably this movie.
I mean,
in terms of like,
this was very
animation.
Yeah, I mean, my list may vary, but I agree completely. It's gonna be, other than maybe How to Train Your Dragon, this would probably be my highest rank that wasn't a Disney movie, easily. And I know you've seen like Howl's Moving Castle, and you've seen more of those. I haven't really gotten into those, but
I didn't like Howl's. I mean, I loved Howl's Moving Castle, but I don't. Putting it on like one of the best.
It's not the same.
Ever.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, like I said,
yeah,
it's not.
I mean, it's. I
mean, it's up there, and you know, like I said, you watch those AMC's like, you know, like best 100 movies ever, and like the Miyazaki films, they get a couple of them.
Yeah. Well, to me, and like if it's AMC, one of those lists, and they're doing like top 100, there should be a Miyazaki film in there. I understand
a couple
that.
of them. Probably.
Yeah, I get that.
But no, this is definitely up there with those sorts of movies.
And
to me, it goes on that list of top 100.
But because of that, easily, it's got to be top 3 or top 1 possibly right now of the year so far. Mm-hmm. And that, I mean.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and so I'm happy with that. But
I mean, although to be fair, there's been a lot of shitty.
There really have been, but I'll tell you,
this is
coming up though.
Is great.
Coming up, we still have promise for a few. Doctor Strange, Rogue One, and there are a couple others.
For Rogue One. I don't think Doctor Strange is going to be as good. I think Doctor Strange is the story that could have been as good, but I don't think it's going to end up being as good.
I love that you say that like you've already seen it. That's because that's what we usually say once we see a bet.
Well, like I said, I just, from what I've seen of it and what I've seen in the previews, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a spectacular movie.
Here's my
like
only
I said,
thing.
It has the background and character to be a spectacular
And
movie.
truthfully, Marvel hasn't shit the bed yet. They haven't. Chris, really, monetarily, DC hasn't either, which is weird. Monetarily, they haven't. Those movies have been making bank.
DC definitely shit the bed.
But no,
and
but
Suicide Squad.
but I mean, money-wise, they didn't. And like,
Yeah.
I enjoyed parts of we've done that before. Watch that trailer or watch that review
Yes.
on our channel.
And this is, like I said, this is one of those movies I don't think it's going to make a ton of money.
No.
And it deserves to.
Yeah, and you know what? Mom's talked to me about maybe wanting to see Suicide Squad on Sunday. I'm probably gonna just take her to this instead.
Do that.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely would both recommend go see this movie. It is a good movie to see in the theater too. I like that size.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet
It has really great visuals.
I imagine the 3D of this is phenomenal. Because that's something I wonder. I think there was 3D. Maybe not. But if there were two different sections listed in the listed on the app.
Mm-hmm.
If there's 3D, I wonder if that's just them bringing in a different camera shooting the same things.
I don't know.
That's weird. I never thought about that. But we definitely both recommend wholeheartedly go see this movie in theaters. It just opened, I believe, last night. Today was the first showing. I'm gonna get this up as soon as I can, and until next time.
Actually, staying to left the credits.